All right, folks, we're tearing it down, get it out to sandblast so I can get it back, weld it up, gussets, you name it, whatever we're gonna do. If we're gonna box the frame horn, whatever we're gonna do it. But now's the time. I'm just gonna commit, get it blasted, get it coated, so I can get it back here and start doing some final assembly, feel some sense of accomplishment. And I know we got this big thing up here that hasn't been resolved. I got more on that here soon. Let's turn the camera around and get started.
Yep.
Okay. Well, this is the frame, and we're gonna take it and we're gonna get all of that paint taken off of it. We're gonna have it blasted. So we spent most of the day tearing this thing down and finish welding up that last cross member.
I'm talking to yourself.
I'm talking to myself. It's pretty much what I do all day.
That I see.
Yeah. You can't get on there. There's a lot of sharp things. You can't get down. Anyways, we're heading to Herculaneum tomorrow,
Daddy,
and we're gonna get it blasted so we can get it back and start
Daddy,
tying up some of the loose ends,
Daddy,
getting this thing stiffened up. That's it.
I'm talking to Kylie.
I'm talking to the video. These are all the people that watch the video. There's not a whole bunch of them, but there's a few. You want to wave and say hi?
Hi.
Hi. Say thanks for watching. Say thanks for watching.
Daddy.
Say thanks for watching.
Are you talking to yourself?
No, you little turd.
Are you?
All right, well, we're here. It's pretty loud. They're busy at it. We get this thing unloaded. I think he went to go get a forklift, but anyways, a couple days, this thing will be cleaned up, ready to get worked on and start hopefully getting this thing finished up. All right, guys, since the sandblasting, they're out here in this, what looks like to be like an old quarry, and they're just set up to make a mess and trip whatever comes in the door. All right, we're back. Got the call yesterday. We are here to pick up my frame. So I just gave them a part real quick. They're gonna try to blast that. There's the frame, let's check it out. Looks pretty good. Perfect. Well, the story is that he quoted me a frame that was painted, and it showed up with a frame that had epoxy primer and finished gloss black coat. So it was not $180, it was $380, which it makes a lot more sense. But he just said it took twice as long. But with that setup out there, thick heavy hose, commercial compressors, pretty sure they made still quick work out of it. But as you can see, you know, I think at the end of the day, you know, as long as everything holds, it'll, you know, the appearance of all the work that I've done will come out all right. So home to weld this thing up and get this thing prepped for powder coat. All right, back home. We are ready to get to work. I am out of gas, so I'm gonna go grab some gas. And must be living right, because it just started raining. So we'll get to work and see if we can't get this thing turned around and powder coating quick. All right, hang on. All right, folks, well, in attempts to try to get this thing knocked out so I can get it delivered this week,
I didn't record a whole bunch of me kind of figuring out what and where to weld and making these brackets and just any of the little odds and ends that I was doing. But I'll go over it real quick with you and just let you know. Clearly it's upside down. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I've done so far.
So as you can tell, it looks like a bomb went off. And this is about 5 hours of me grinding and beating and banging and welding and all that good stuff. You can see I just kind of went through and touched everything up. These are stitch welded from the factory. So I'm not done here. You can see where there's these open runs that do not have any welds. So I'm going back through and you can see where I've already done some on the other side just from the heat transfer. I went ahead and put new shock mounts in and I welded the lock nut in. And logically this makes all the sense in the world, and hopefully I'm not mistaken, but that's gonna make my life a lot easier just because the tub's right here and it's hell to get tools in and get that even started. Anyways, I've come back along here and just, I mean, these aren't the most beautiful welds. I don't really care. I mean, if you don't know what you're looking at, you're gonna say, well, that's as good as GM would do back in the day. But I kind of went over some of these, went through and just added little support tacks and welds where I could. You know, I wish I would have maybe filmed a little bit before I flipped it over, but I'll flip it over and show you guys what I'm talking about.
So I'm a bit of a hot mess, but as it goes when you're trying to play Fabricator, make a big mess. I just wanted to show you guys what I decided to do kind of last minute. I mean, this is all or nothing here. Once this thing gets powder coated, I'm never really going to want to touch this thing again. So in spite of how lazy I really wanted to be, I clearly cut this thing out and beat on it and reshaped it. That did not look like that 5 minutes ago. Question is, what am I gonna do to make sure that this doesn't happen again? You know, what I'm coming up with is I have to reinforce, and then on top of that, I'm going to run some body hooks here for strapping it down. This car will be on a trailer from time to time, and if anybody's owned anything they've had to haul, tying down a car, making provisions for that is, if you're in this position, it's a big deal. So I picked these up. They started its life out as a big piece of 3/8, and I wasn't gonna like put this big honking hook here. So I played around with what I need to make this work, and I think I'm gonna do something like this, which I think will be nice. Certainly be convenient. Oh, kids are home. What's up, baby?
Hi.
Say hi. All right, get to work. Hey, good morning, everybody. Been trying to get some good weather here so I can close this video out. Here we are. Chassis done, getting it on the trailer by myself. My neighbor is gone, so I texted his wife, but she's busy, so I'm just gonna snatch us up real quick, throw it on the trailer. Anyways, off to powder coat. All right, we're here at Denko in Herculaneum. I gotta get this thing unloaded. He's getting the forklift ready. Caught him just in time. It's gonna slide on me.
All right, so before I take off, I just want to go over, I guess, what I did to the chassis. And some of it's already pretty straightforward, but I went ahead and put these little box plates here on the front frame horns. Obviously, I went over and re-welded quite a bit. any of the spot welds that were used underneath. I went ahead and redid. I put this plate in just to reinforce the lower control arms. Put these nice little angle arms there for the motor mounts. If you see right here, I got these little jack plates. Put those, one here, sorry, one underneath here, one there, one underneath both sides there. And then I just went through here and just burnt all of this in again. And then I went through and just cleaned off, ground it down. So it's a ton of spot welds. I mean, my understanding is that this is all, I mean, basically just completing the welding on the chassis stiffens it up significantly. So I got new shock mounts, and just went through and cleaned up everything. So here's the spot welds. I just went back through and filled everything up. Pretty straightforward, nothing horribly fancy, no, you know, no crazy engineered gussets or whatever. Just tried to do my best here. If I can, here's the, I think, can you see it? Oh goodness. So, little jack plate there. So, anyways, that's what I got done. I did know, or did find out rather, that this chassis has been grafted. I don't know exactly how much, but after finding it, or getting it, sorry, after getting it blasted, it was pretty evident that there's this little, you can see that's been ground down. I mean, it may not be easy to pick up. I mean, clearly I just went over that with a weld and tried to reinforce everything I could. Anyways, that's essentially the skinny on the chassis. Forgot to show you these. So this is how the hooks turned out. Pretty low profile, which will be nice. They shouldn't get in the way, and they should be pretty accessible. So make life a little bit more convenient strapping this thing down. But next time you guys see this, it will be ready to put together. All right, well, excited to see this thing finished and get it back and start doing some final assembly. That'll get me motivated, so even more so than I am. But I want to say thank you to everybody that's watching. I'm gonna keep making progress. I'm gonna keep making these videos. It's keeping me accountable. It's keeping me motivated. So it's been a huge help. Anybody that's watching, all the subscribers, there's not a ton, but I mean, it's really cool that everybody that's here is kind of following along. So thanks for watching again. And let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments, and keep an eye out for them. And other than that, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.